to YouTube, before I got the Twitch notification. That's a new one. Hello and welcome to Skyrim. Possibly a shorter stream today. I'm not feeling terribly well, but I'll still try and get a few things done. So I said last time that the first thing I would do this time is head to Hilgrin's tomb. So let's get right into that. Unless I'm not actually live.
One of the guards said he saw a mage appear out of thin air. Claimed it was one of...
Okay, we're doing okay. So, Hilgrin's tomb, it's just on the other side of the mountain here. And let's go through this door, and we'll find this guy.
Ah! Oh, my kind, you startled me. There's a necromancer around here, so watch yourself. Can you help me? He's in the tomb doing gods know what with my dead relatives.
Who's in the tomb?
Val's Baron. My family has never really seen eye to eye with him, and he has finally gone off the deep end. He's gone in to defile our family tomb by using our ancestors for his filthy, dark elf necromancy. My aunt went in after him, but she hasn't come out yet, and I don't think I can take him by myself.
You let your aunt go in there by herself?
I'm not proud of it. I'm terrified of that place, and Aunt Agna knows it. My dad locked me in there in a drunken rage when he left us. 3 days in there eating the offerings left for our dead before Aunt Agna found me. Can you help me? He's in the tomb doing gods know what with my dead relatives.
Let's go.
Great. I'll unlock the door and meet you inside. Then you can lead the way.
Ancestral worship. Defeat Val's Baron. Optional protect gold there. So he can die.
We should get after Val's Baron before he does more damage here.
I'm going to pull out the battle axe, but if I'm having difficulties, then I will pull the sword out. Door, which I didn't even bother to think about. He disarmed Soldier. That was a disarm shot, and I definitely made Soldier drop their weapon. I kind of hope that he picks. If he drops a weapon, I kind of would be okay with that if he could pick up a if you could pick up an MD1 instead, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Just disconnected today, but hopefully it'll work out okay. I'm not going to pick up their things. There's a mead barrel in here. That's really all the loot that was in this room for all the fighting we just did. I mean, sure, there were some gems on that Draugr, but that's just because of Prowler's Profit, not because there's actually good things in that room. After triggering several traps, this actually unlocks something.
Hey, those belong to my family. Fine, take whatever you want, so long as you help me get rid of Val's.
It doesn't bother you that we're killing your ancestors?
We're not killing them. They were already dead. We're helping them back to Sovngarde. That dark elf is about to be a dead elf.
Ha 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 ha. Funny man. Oh, Agna.
And Agna. Oh, Talos. Why didn't I go in with her?
Coward.
He's barred the door. Gods only know how he's defiling the bodies of my ancestors in there. Agna once told me there is a secret room deeper in, where they bury disgraced members of the family. Maybe that will get us into the main chamber. We should get after Val's Varen before he does more. My dad locked me in there.
Where is the
I'll tell you
secret
more
door?
about it when we're nearby. Val's Varen will die for what he's done.
So you say. And so he shall.
All you've got.
Really, dude? You're taking that long on the regular?
I'll rip your heart out.
It's really petty that I have with me that are not filled. It's not entirely my fault.
Careful. There's a pressure plate around here. Lucky hit.
I don't trigger pressure plates, but that doesn't mean that the Death Lords or he does not. I think he still goes into the protected state if he gets low on health like any other follower, but just even though he's, you know, the quest giver, he can die. Oh, he was an archer, so it was a grand soul that it was going to give me. It was the other Death Lord of the two that I needed to soul trap. But I've been wrong so many times about what soul I would get from a particular Death Lord, I assumed I would be wrong this time. Checking all the burial urns of your ancestors. You said these were the disgraced members of the family anyway. Is it so big of a deal? I assume, yep. Frostbite spider chopping down. There's a reverent orcish mace behind all that, along with the skeleton. I assume it doesn't have to be a reverent orcish mace. I'm sure there's a variety of things it could potentially be. Let's kill the weak ones real quick. Kill this one. Nope. Alright, just catch up to you. And do some healing. There are too many guys right now. I need to use a sword. And it's like I'm back in school dolphin, being thrown around constantly. Alright, now that's just the one.
Suddenly,
I can't
feel
see
much
his
better.
health, but he did seem to be having some trouble there. Heck, so was I. I wonder if If I used my disarm shot on him, would he pick up one of the ebony weapons?
This looks like the area I told me about.
Let me do a quick save.
It said that
And
the bear showed the way.
it says he's too powerful for disarm. Huh. Alright, so there's a pull chain right here. I see all sorts of
You found it. The passage goes through the sarcophagus. Oh, I don't like this. But we'd better keep going.
what was the puzzle? I just pulled the only pull chain I could find.
We should get after Val's Varen before he does more damage here. Until next time. Why, you'll pay for that?
Alright. I mean, obviously he's losing his weapon sometimes. But he keeps picking it back up.
Suddenly, I feel much better.
You're still on the ground, dude.
We should get after Val's Varen before he does more damage here.
Daedric arrows would be nice.
Aye.
Let me see if I can get him standing again. No, oh well.
Okay, I think this door should lead to the main burial chamber where Val's is holed up. Let's get in there and put an end to this.
I'm going to get rid of the Conjure Moral Lord. Except I can't. I'm still just a bit short. 245. Storm Atchnok, that I can conjure.
Dead should be made to serve the living, not the other way around. Sovngarde is a myth. What was that?
Actually, I've been there. Sovngarde is not a myth. arrows are going to be a problem if I just let him do whatever he wants. Oh goodness. I was not prepared for that. I think him kneeling is a big problem. I'm actually going to quit all the way out to the desktop. And reopen the game. On Steam, launch the game, please. Alright. See if he stands up now. No.
Hey, be careful! Stop that!
Let's see if I unrelenting force him if he'll. That will knock him down. Let's see if he stands up properly afterwards. Yes. Okay. Now we're good.
Okay, I think this door should lead to the main burial chamber where Vals is holed up. Let's get in there and put an end to this.
Dead should be made to serve the living, not the other way around.
I'll return my ancestors to Sovngarde, and you with them.
Sovngarde is a myth, you swit. And now you can join your ancestors in service to me.
I'm just gonna go straight for a sword from the start. Oh, come on. That feels kind of unfair.
Sure, have mercy on you! Victory is yours! I submit!
Come on. Oh, wow. There's just way too many guys. And Vals is a necromancer, so he can revive them multiple times for you to fight. What the? I was at full health. What the frick happened? What? I'm sick today. This shouldn't be
Okay, I think
this
this
crazy.
door should lead to the main burial chamber where Val's is holed up. Let's get in there and put an end to this.
The dead should be made to stop.
Enough!
It shouldn't even be possible unless you're on a higher difficulty. The difficulty actually changed nothing. I'm doing no more damage to them than before.
Damn you! I'll carve you!
Oh, Zero Lune. Despite everything else, I'm still nearly getting one shot. I answered you in less than 10 seconds, and you're asking if I can see your chat? This isn't my absolute favorite game, but I do enjoy it. Even having turned down the difficulty is... I can't even move right now. I'm cheating. Until my character can actually do anything. Okay. I can take the key.
Thank you for your help with Val's. Please, take this and leave me
Yeah, heal his health.
to see to Aunt Agna and my other family members. Thank you for your help with Val's. Please, take this and leave me to see to Aunt Agna and my other family members. May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Whatever I can to put my family here back to rest. After that, probably just stick around here. Saw some good game on my way here, and I'd like to stay close for a while. Thanks again for your help. Let's not waste any time.
I don't like to leave him here. It feels wrong. Let's turn that back up. Yeah, his spells were way stronger than they should be. I mean, I fought my fair share of guys who cast endless ice storms at you, but no one who is nearly one-shotting me with every spell. That's mostly been the domain of like elder dragons and higher. Yeah, I was looking for the Death Overlord in case he had something extra special on him, but that does not appear to be the case. There's a banner over here, but I probably can't do anything with it. Actually, I think this is a one-time dungeon anyway. Add the tomb key so I can open that master lock without any issues. I have the chest key so I can open this. And then this is the door that was barred fairly early on. So the reason I accepted Goldir as a follower is I have one more homestead that still needs a steward. And as was the case with Elia from Darklight Tower, it doesn't feel right to leave him where I found him. I want to get him away from all that. So I will come over to Larchen Hall and ask him to become a steward.
I'm still here.
I need a steward for my house. Are you interested?
I'd be honored to be your steward. You've built a fine steading here. I'm heading home if you need me.
Alright. So now if I want him to actually do much interesting, I need to get the other stuff built. I need lots of iron though. Mostly iron. Let me go home and get my iron. But I will also put away the gemstones. I don't particularly need those to start building this house. Or continue building the house, that is. And don't forget that I will also need corundum in for a lock. How am I actually doing on iron again? I'm down to 16. Let me make sure that I don't have any additional like nails or anything in here.
Long life to you, Thane.
Let me put the soul gems that I filled away before they disappear out of my inventory. They shouldn't, but they never. None of them should have begun with. Alright. There she went inside. I will buy a
That's
supply
the
of
finest
iron
weapons and armor.
ingots. There. I will not have to worry about it again, I don't think.
Good doing
Just a
business
quick
with
check
you.
to see if he had any apparel with muffle on it. I think I've been looking for that for a long time and I'm just not finding it. Not a large hall. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is get the let's see. I need more clay and quarried stone, but I should have plenty in here. I need 2 iron fittings for the smelter. So let's get those first. I also need 3 plus some nails. 3 more iron fittings plus a set of nails. And that completes all the buildings there. As I said before, we kind of already know what the mill does because of Golden Hills Plantation. 3 wheat into a sack of flour, or 5 wheat into straw. So now let's come to the excuse me, drafting table and get the main hall started. I need iron fitting lock and hinges to get the door built. And I need lots more quarried stone. I said that the quarried stone here is right next to it. So I myself get plenty of quarried stone. Can anyone else confirm that the game volume is too high? Because I have not heard that with my current volume settings while playing this game. Though Skyrim's combat music is notoriously loud. I wish I could turn down just combat music and not all music. Alright, I will need to do nails twice more for the wall framing. And let's just make like 5 sets of nails right now. Let's look at the bones of our main hall. Walls, and I need to do nails one more time for the roof, but it will be a exact correct amount of nails. I will not have any left over. If I want to do the cellar, I need more stone. And I haven't finished any of the cellars, not even the one at Lakeview Manor, which was the first house I did, but I like at least having the cellar in each of the houses. is at 50. I need one more set. That'll be enough to get the... That'll be enough to get the cellar built. And remodel the small house into the entryway. And now let's figure out where Golder is right now. And get him to start furnishing.
Yeah?
Oh, and improvements, of
Certainly.
course.
What?
The
Very
carriage,
good. I'll see. Certainly.
the
What
bard,
It would be pleasant to have. Certainly.
a
What
horse,
did you Ah, good. There. Certainly. What? I'll keep an eye
cow,
out for a good.
and 3
Certainly.
chickens.
What? I'll see to it at once. Certainly. What? I'll see to it at once. Certainly. What? I'll see to it at once. Of course. What are we? Need something?
And now
Of course.
I'll
What-
get you started
very
on
good.
the sentry room.
I'll make all the arrangements. Hmm?
Alright. So all 3 of our houses are to the point where they have an entry hall and the main hall.
Hello, my name is Oriella, the bard that you asked your steward to hire. I hope my music will be pleasing to you.
I'd like to make a request.
Of course. Anything you like.
Play The Dragonborn Comes.
Yes. This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love. Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes. With a voice-wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborns come.
Alright. I would say not as good as Llewellyn, but better than the one in Winstead. So now that I've done some things, let's see if Brynwolf has moved into the Palace of the Kings yet.
Ulfric Stormcloak was a true hero of Skyrim. He stood up to the Thalmor and refused to turn his back on Talos.
Hear my prayers, son of Akatosh.
My daughter died. Things won't be the same without her.
Both your daughters and your wife died. Did the Civil War bug out on me? Because Brynwolf has not been in here at all.
I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired. Fair winds and calm seas. That's an old sailor's party.
I'm wondering if I like missed the dialogue check. Like when Delia says we'll turn the city over to that free winter fellow. And you know where Brynwolf is.
Lord of seasons, I pray to you that you might watch over the dead with mercy and kindness. My job's simple enough. The dead don't really complain much.
I'll break into his house. If it's not unlocked, that is. Well, at least he doesn't appear to be in here instead. Just don't see him in here. I guess it was early morning. Maybe he was just still in bed.
Glad Orthus was able to find someone competent to help out.
At least I hope that's the case. Yeah, there he is, sitting on the throne.
In honor of your service in battle, I am hereby granting you permission to purchase property in Windhelm. Talk to my steward if you're interested.
Any plans to renovate the Grey Quarter?
I've taken the first steps toward doing so already. I met with several of the Dark Elves to discuss improvements in the Grey Quarter. But we have no real plans as of yet. First, we'll need to refill our coffers and stockpile stone and wood. The war took a heavy toll on Windhelm's resources. But I swore an oath to our Dunmer friends that for as long as I sit on the throne of Windhelm, their needs will not be ignored.
Will you let the Argonians into the city?
I'd like to, but it's not as simple as that. Most of the folk in the city believe, as Elfrid did, that outsiders should not be trusted. Until those people learn to accept the Argonians, they must remain outside. For their own safety. Old habits don't die easily, and we Nords can be as stubborn as stone.
How are you settling into your new role?
Every day is a struggle, but a Nord doesn't back down from a fight when the cause is honorable. I just wish things were simpler. In my days as a soldier, I knew who the enemy was, and how to defeat him. Unfortunately, a sword can't repair damaged buildings, feed hungry people, or undo years of prejudice. Safe journeys, sword brother.
I made my fortune as a sea captain, but now I'm retired.
I would like to purchase a home in the city.
Splendid. There's a house available right now.
I'll take it.
Wonderful. Here is the key to your new home. Wilhelm is
I've
the palace
done
of
the
long ago, and now, thanks to you, the city is back under the Empire's banner.
I was waiting for that.
I'll be glad. And of course, now,
So,
what would you like to purchase?
the house that we can buy is the same one that we investigated way back when doing Blood on the Ice. So for this one alone, you have the option to clean up that
Very well.
murderer's mess.
Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well. Is there anything else
But I'll
you'd
get
like
the
to
rest
purchase?
of the furnishings
Very
as
well.
well.
Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to? Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? As you wish. Speak to me again if you decide to purchase some decorations for your home.
My time is limited, so speak quickly.
My Jarl, is there anything else you need?
There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold, and who owns at least one piece of property in my city. You help my people, and purchase a house from my steward, and I'll make you my Thane.
It will be an honor.
The honor will be mine.
By the way, I've helped your people as you asked.
Then by my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Eastmarch. Congratulations. I grant you a personal housecarl to watch over your home, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Safe journeys, sword brother.
That's an old sailor's part.
Leave me alone.
I hope the wild
You have something to say, dog? Something on
My
your
brother
mind?
tells me you've done us a service. Thank you.
I should bash your face in after all you've done.
I don't like talking to someone who...
Why are you bothering me, outsider?
Being in exile is the most humiliating thing
Most
I've
of these
experienced
people don't
in
like
my
me.
life.
What can I do for
Keeping
you?
my eye on you.
Money doesn't count itself.
Alright, so I will now check out my home now that it's mine and not, you know, doesn't belong to a murderer. I mean, I don't know if it ever really belonged to Clicks, though.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
But in any case, it is mine now. Got a kitchen area. We've got Calder. A large living area. Have this area that functions as a children's room. We have alchemy and enchanting back where the altar was before. If I come upstairs, we got some display cases, we got mannequins, we got weapon plaques, more display cases. My bedroom back here. Some nice tall bookshelves. This is Calder's room. Alright. So, we have actually done in the main section of Skyrim most things. Like, even as far as my mods go, I've played at all of the taverns in the mainland of Skyrim. As apart from, like, the treasure maps and Jib's Opus. That repeats forever. The companions, leaders repeats forever. I've done a lot of quests. I've completed 6 quest lines, 29 side quests, almost 350 miscellaneous objectives. There's not a whole lot left on the mainland. Honestly, I'm trying to think, besides reading quests that just keep going forever, what else there actually is for me to do. I think it's basically going to the dungeons that have dragon priests in them. I think that's all that's left in mainland Skyrim. Well, I shouldn't say that's all that's left. There's a lot of shouts that I don't have. And a lot of those will overlap. Getting dragon priest masks and getting wards. But I think at this point it would make some sense for me to, especially while I'm right here in Windhelm, at least start on my path towards Solstheim for the first time. So let us read the cultist's orders. Board the vessel Northern Maiden docked at Raven Rock. Take it to Windhelm, then begin your search. Kill the false dragonborn known as Elzrim before he reaches Solstheim. Return with word of your success, and Mirak shall be most pleased. So let's head out towards the docks and find that ship, the Northern Maiden, that brought the cultists here. And seemingly permanently made bodies lie around in Iverstead.
I'm a sailor on the North Wind. We're laying over in Windhelm for a while.
So here's Gullen Salt Sage.
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore.
Are you the captain of the Northern Maiden?
Sure. Yeah, that's me. Why? Who sent you?
I was attacked by some cultists who came here on your ship.
Now, hold on. That wasn't my fault. I didn't know they were going to attack anybody. I don't even know how I got here.
How can you not know how you got here? You sailed here, right?
It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. That's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim.
Yes, you are. You're taking me to Solstheim.
Have you been listening to me? I'm not going back there.
You owe me. Those cultists you brought here tried to kill me.
All right, you have a point. Taking you back to find out who sent them is the least I can do. Besides, maybe you can put a stop to whatever's going on over there. I owe them a bit of payback myself.
We're on a boat.
Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
Raven Rock discovered. But now I don't have to sail again, I can fast travel between the two.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions.
I'm looking for Mirak. Do you know him? Just looking for work, none of your business. I'm looking for Mirak. Do you know him?
Mirak, I'm not sure that I do. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skryim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions?
You know who Mirak is?
I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it.
Can you tell me anything about him?
I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what.
Why are you so suspicious of visitors?
I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern.
Has security been an issue?
This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here, and we've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down.
What do your titles mean?
Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstein. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced.
Raven Rock is purely a Dunmer settlement?
Raven Rock started out as an imperial settlement, but the Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles, but when House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home.
What is the city of Blacklight?
Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there.
The Argonians invaded Morrowind?
Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. Attempted expansion, revenge for the enslavement of their people, or perhaps both. Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dungeon
I'm not smiling about the
lost
slaughter,
their
I'm
lives.
smiling about the music.
Many more were exiled from their homeland. Giolan, I was starting to wonder what happened to.
We were delayed by bad weather. Before you even asked, yes, I have the supplies you requested. But
what?
This load cost me double what we'd agreed on. Nothing I can do about it.
Damn it, Jolland, you know we don't have that much coin.
Look, the East Empire Company didn't give me a choice. They've raised their prices again, and there's nothing I can do about it.
After all these years,
Talk to
gouging
Captain
us
Garland.
for every last drake we have. Let me talk to Laeral. I'll see what we can do.
All right, Admiral. Don't worry about rushing it. Just pay me when you can.
You think you have it bad? Try walking the bulwark at night.
Alright. So, our main quest here is to search for information about Miraak, but we have some other things to do. For example, we come out here. And come towards this farm. We can see that there's a fight going on. Started March of the Dead. Kill the ash spawn attacking Captain Bella.
Said the same for my man here.
What were those things?
Some of the Redoran Guard have taken to calling them Ashspawn. Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped.
How did that bring you to this old farm?
I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction.
I could lend you a hand. For a price.
I think I could talk the Councillor into paying you. And I could use an extra pair of hands. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind. And I'd hate to lose any more Redoran Guard.
Very well. Where do I begin?
We were searching the farm when the Ashspawn ambushed us. Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful.
What are these ash spawn?
No one knows, really. Superstitious folks say they're the risen forms of those that died long ago, but I'm not so certain. They started attacking the bulwark a few weeks ago. My men were able to kill them, but they keep coming back.
How often do they attack?
We've had 2 other assaults on the bulwark, at different spots on the wall. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like they're becoming more organized and probing it for weaknesses.
You suspect there's motivation to their attacks?
Exactly. Something has to be directing them against us, and we need to find out who or what it is.
Do you know someone called Mirak?
I might know someone, or maybe not. I can't remember.
Just tell me if you know him.
I can't. I just can't be sure. I think maybe he had something to do with a temple. A temple here on the island. Does that help?
Why do you think the attacks are from the Adius farm?
I don't. All I know is that the Ashspawn are coming from this direction, so this is as good a place to start as anywhere else. Good thing the farm's been abandoned for a long time. I'd hate to see what they would do to an unarmed farmer and his family.
How long has the farm been abandoned?
Not sure. I was told it was an old Imperial farm that was wiped out by the eruption of the Red Mountain. Not certain who lived there. It was already a pile of rubble when I arrived in Raven Rock. Report back to me if you discover anything unusual.
I'm going to read the note before I give it to him. Declaration of War is what it was called. Raven Rock Stronghold. My calls for the unconditional surrender of your forces and the immediate cessation of all hostilities have been ignored numerous times. I therefore have no choice but to assume your purpose on Solstheim is hostile and to treat Raven Rock Stronghold as an enemy of the Empire. I warn you, any attempt to breach Fort Frostmoth will be met with an equal level of aggression. I will do everything in my power to wipe you and your forces off the face of Tamriel. There will be no further communications between us. General Fox Carius, Garrison Commander, Fort Frostmoth.
Have you found something?
Here.
This is strange. The note says it's from General Fox Carius, but that's impossible.
Impossible? Why?
Well, Carius was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place. There's no way he could still be alive.
What do you want me to do?
If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm going to head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults. Be careful. This General Carius sounds out of his mind.
So, doing this sooner rather than later is something I would highly recommend. Until you go and complete this quest, Ashspawn attacks are exceedingly frequent throughout Solstheim. So, the sooner you go and take care of this, the sooner the Ashspawn attacks end. There's no amount of fights you can do. There's no amount of quests you can do on Solstheim that completely ends the possibility of fighting Ashspawn, but you can at least reduce it significantly by doing this quest. And Fort Frostmoth is not far from Raven Rock.
Men, an invader has entered the fort. Prepare yourselves for it. Fort Frostmoth will never fall. Long live the Empire!
It seems relatively clear that at one point or another, this spot was actually a reasonably functional, Imperial fort. But once the mountain erupted and now everything is covered by ash, you can see, like, for example, this workbench is buried. So this right here requires a key. It's real. Come out when you're done. This one was stuck over here. So I need to go inside and go through the fort. I will switch to the battle axe. Drop a new save. I'll probably only do this quest today and then the stream a little early. As I said at the beginning, I'm not feeling real great today. And even though I tend to kind of get tunnel vision when I start playing and forget about how I feel, I don't want to push myself too much and end up getting worse. But I'm gonna let him go away for now. How am I actually doing with the two-handed and heavy armor? My heavy armor is only at 56. My two-handed is up to 93. So we're getting there. I can do a lot more damage with bows. I have 2 more perks that I can use there. Yeah, I have plenty of perks I can use. I feel like I would mostly want to put them into, like, enchanting or alchemy, though. Powerful skills that I haven't utilized fully. I'm pretty sure I could get up to level 100 enchanting at this point. I think I've done enough. Alduin is real. I don't believe you. I did not mean to. I did not want to come back outside. This, I believe, is where Falk spoke to us when we first came into the area, but then he went inside and now he's far away. Hello, Pilar. Welcome to the stream. So here's our first ash spawn immolator, a higher level variant of the ash spawn. Thankfully, he's kind of just standing there. As far as I'm aware, that doesn't really matter what level they are in terms of what ore they give you. So there's a master lock here. I'll just go ahead and pick it. Not necessarily quickly, but I will get it picked. Lots of provisions in here. And by provisions I mean meat and ale. Alright, there's obviously a section over here. And we're going to see jumping spiders all over Solstheim. And albino spiders as well. Heartstones are necessary for things like stabs and certain summons you can find here. Also on Solstheim we'll sometimes find geodes for specific gems. For example, in here we have ruby geodes, several of them, as a matter of fact. There's also albino spider pods we can get. And I can do something with those and spiders in the future if I have a few available. So I'll grab just a couple. But now I'm going to continue on through the area. I'm wearing heavy armor and using a two-handed weapon, but I can still sneak. But I have to be careful with how much I'm relying on the two-handed weapon. When the emulator fights back, it's a little more dangerous. But I'm at 95 now. I think before I do another stream for next time, I should check for any two-handed skill books I have yet to read. So what I'll get down here, here's Ildari's journal. Let's read that. It's been almost a month since unearthing the crypt at Fort Frostmoth, and I haven't seen a single spark of life in the General's remains. Grafting the Heartstone to the subject is proving much more difficult than I originally anticipated. I have used almost every method I can think of, and still there's no sign of reanimation. At this rate, it could be years before I make any progress, which is time that I just can't afford right now. If my vengeance is to come to fruition, I need results. If not, I may need to resort to more drastic measures. It finally appears that I'm making some progress. After my latest experiment, General Carius's eyes briefly opened and he moved his arms. It lasted for less than a few moments, but it's the first sign of progress I've seen since I arrived here. A few of my assistants were insisting that I was imagining things, but I dismissed them for their insolence. They won't be bothering anyone ever again. General Carius awoke fully today. He bolted upright after my incantations and began staggering around like a blind man. He seemed to ignore my commands. In fact, hearing my voice seemed to increase his hostility. I was able to remove the Heartstone before it became violent, but this isn't the result that I expected. Even though he's able to be awakened, I feel as though the real work has just begun. The general is still unable or unwilling to listen to my commands. He's acting increasingly paranoid and appears to have his own free will. He's convinced that I'm a spy or the enemy, and I've had to restrain him to prevent him from outright attacking me. This is becoming intolerable. I'm beginning to wonder if someone with a heartstone can be commanded at all. If my experiments with General Curious fail, I may have to resort to self-experimentation, something I've been avoiding for a long time. And the blank page. There's the apothecary's satchel. I believe this knapsack. Yes, that's the key that I need. So come back up here. Now that I have the key, you can go through this door. There's an ash spawn immolator waiting right on the other side of the door. I think I'm doing more damage to him than he's doing to me, so I should be okay. I'm pretty sure when it comes to boss here though, sticking with a two-handed weapon, and in fact maybe even the heavy armor, may be too much. Actually, he's right up there. I'm going to do a hard save and let you see the dialogue he has.
Now you're mine.
Wow, he doesn't actually have interesting dialogue. Never mind. So I can see him from here.
Gods, no! Just a scratch.
If I stand in the dark.
Hello? Who's there? Lucky! Lucky hit! I know I heard something. I've failed.
You failed. Stand in the dark and let your arrows fly. He had the unique weapon, the Champion's Cudgel. It has a rare enchantment on it that you can get on the... You can disenchant the Champion's Cudgel, or you can find other weapons with the Chaos enchantment on them and disenchant it. It's the only weapon enchantment I do not have yet. Fire, frost, and shock damage. You can do one, some combination of two, or all three. So, it's a very fun enchantment to play with. And I look forward to improving my enchanting and putting that on a weapon or some combination of weapons. Deathbrand is a quest book. Search for the treasure of Hacknir Deathbrand. Don't know why I took that. And if I look, where is it? I'm almost positive there's one somewhere in this room. I'm looking for a particular type of chest that you can find in various locations on Solstheim. I don't think I'm imagining it. I'm pretty sure there is one around here somewhere. I did actually, as of my most recent playthroughs, add it to my lists. If you thought finding just 24 Stones of Baron Zaya was a lot, there is one in Fort Frostmoth on a bookshelf. I'm going to come out this whole time. And if I'm reading that right, it's actually in the first building. If I come to the left. Yes. Here are some bookshelves. And here we go. East Empire Company Strongbox. There's 30 some of these. And they always have expert locks. And they'll have some treasure in them. But they will also have an East Empire pendant. And there's a guy in Raven Rock who is looking for those. Anyway, now that we've killed the ash spawn, we're going to return to Raven Rock and Captain Veloff once I am able to travel. Let's find the captain. Oh, it's
draws near.
nighttime, so I can't talk to.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth?
I killed General Carius.
I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius's exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock.
I need to remove that. He'll no longer send ash spawn to Raven Rock.
Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. And you got rid of General Carius. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful.
Is it difficult commanding the Red Ring Guard?
It can be. Even the most experienced warriors can fall prey to petty distractions. They usually didn't amount to much, but they make my job that much harder.
Petty distractions?
Some of my own men have become quite accustomed to a spirit they called Emberbrand wine. Despise the stuff myself. It's powerful and tremendously addicting. I've seen men fail to finish even a single flask. If I knew where they were stashing the bottles, I'd put an end to it myself.
I could track the stash down for you.
You would? That would be helpful. I just don't have time to do it myself right now.
Any idea where I can begin?
They're too smart to have left it in the bulwark. I'd search one of the abandoned houses on the outskirts of town.
Who are the Red Ring Guard?
All of the soldiers in this town are Redoran Guard. Some of the best warriors that House Redoran has to offer. I've spent quite a few years honing their skills, and I can assure you they're not just your average city guard.
Why have such elite soldiers on this island?
To protect Councillor Morvain, of course. He has quite a few friends on the council back in Morrowind, and they wanted to ensure his safety while he was here. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
What's the unusual armor you're wearing?
This is bone mold armor. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say? It's fashioned from actual bone that's been reinforced with a resin-like material and then shaped to form the armor plating. It might appear brittle, but I'd wager it could stop the blow of a weapon better than iron or steel.
But better than
Find me
dragon?
that stash of wine. I'm itching to be rid of it.
So I never remember where exactly the stash of wine is, but I know you're looking for a barrel. I think it's like between two houses. Kind of in a gap like that, but obviously not that one.
If you witness suspicious activity, report it to Captain Velez immediately.
There is no quest marker that leads to it, nor will clairvoyance lead you to it. Otherwise, I would just turn one of those on. I'm going to discover this location, the Earthstone, and we see people working.
That they have forgotten.
Here do we toil, that we might remember.
These people appear to be
By night, we
under some sort of spell.
What by day was
And if I check the stone myself, I would also fall under said spell.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
So, on Solstheim, instead of bandits, you will find reavers. They are essentially the same. They have Nordic jewelry on them. This is part of the Anniversary Edition Nordic Jewelry quest. So if you don't have Anniversary Edition, or you pick and choose what creations like I do, and you did not choose Nordic Jewelry, you would not find this quest. Hugin Ice Shaper has some Skryim on him. Here we go, his notebook. Raw pieces of a suitable size and shapes unlikely. I quickly discovered grinding with traditional methods is nearly impossible, but this material fascinates me. I am determined to incorporate its use into my work. Shattering large chunks with an application of violent force after repeated bouts of extreme heating and cooling. Magical methods are the most viable. There's far more material to select from. Piece of Skryim. I'll finally make a name for myself. So, I now have a quest to craft a piece of Nordic jewelry at a forge. There is a forge in Raven Rock that I can use and see if I have the right materials on hand at the moment. I believe this is the barrel. Yes. So, just near the edge of town there. I took it all. I took the whole stash. Let me look at the forge and go down to jewelry. I can make, with the stuff that I got from that, I can craft them. I will actually craft all three. That's as simple as it was. I learned to forge my own pieces of Nordic jewelry. So Captain Veloth is now inside the bulwark.
With the Ashspawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
I found the Emberbrand wine stash.
Good. This will help me keep things running without having to worry about a bunch of soldiers falling asleep on duty. Here, take this for your trouble.
You gave me 2,000 gold for that.
Serve House Redoran or serve no one.
So I've helped,
This may be the frontier, but we've still got rules. Break them and you'll learn.
So the main part of the Dragonborn quest line is to go to the Temple of Mirak, which is kind of in the middle of the island. But I basically want to do like almost everything on Solstheim before I do that. And that involves going to a lot of different places. And we will be doing a lot here on Solstheim. But I would say that having taken care of the Ashspawn threat on Raven Rock and making sure that the guards are focused is a good start. So I'm going to where does this lead? This is just another path in and out of town. I'm going to maybe start this if I can. I don't know if I can start it yet. There's Kolbjorn Barrow. He's humming. Humming makes me nervous. Journal of Relius Sideris, Volume 19. Moving on to Solstheim next, chasing after vague rumors of this Kolbjorn Barrow. My patron seems confident we can find the relics of Azadal out here. I'm a bit skeptical, but so long as he pays well, I'll dig wherever the old coot likes. Initial prospects look poor, to say the least. I was sure I had my map wrong at first, until it became clear that the place had just been lost to the ash. I'll dig out as much as I can, maybe see if I can recruit some of the local residents to help me out. I haven't seen anyone since I got out of Raven Rock, but I keep hearing conversations and whispers around me, so I just need to track them down. Start to re-listen himself.
Yes, Sirrah?
What's the matter with you?
With me? What's the matter with you?
Sorry, I've just had a lot of hawk-faced cowards coming by to mock my efforts.
It probably can't hurt to tell you.
You look mostly honest. The name's Rollis. Rollis Sedaris, out of Moorhold. I've got a financier waiting for me back on the mainland. Sent me here in the interests of obtaining some rare antiquities. The relics of Arzador. But this whole thing became a disaster right quick, let me tell you.
What happened?
You come out of the Northern Ashlands, you don't expect things to go easy, you know. But this was something outside my particular expertise. When I first got to Kolbjorn, you couldn't even see it. Buried in the ash, like most other things on this blasted island. Dug out a pile of the stuff taller than me just to find the barrow. Who knows how much to reach the door. Excavating isn't exactly my specialty. Even if it was, the ash storms fill it in faster than you can dig.
Why not hire some of the miners out of Raven Rock?
You think I've got that kind of money? No, I only get paid on delivery. Can't afford to go out of pocket for 1,000 centimes on this. Takes money to make money, all that rot. There's a lot of it at the other end, but I can't get there without a little kick to start it off.
I've got some money. Are you looking for a partner?
What? Are you serious? Well, I think I could make that work. We can sort out the details of our little arrangement later. But for now, I'll manage the dig if you can manage the coin. Do you have the gold?
Of course.
It's all here. Well then, looks like I have a good bit of work to start on. I'll head back to Raven Rock and round up some diggers. Once we've got something worth looking at, I'll send word to you. Pleasure doing business with you, partner. I'll see you soon.
So this takes time. The quest progresses mostly the same as you go through it. But we're just getting started for now. I'm gonna see if I can discover a place or two while I'm out here rather than heading straight back into Raven Rock. If I can discover places along the way, then it's just better. Ash choppers are going to be probably my biggest annoyance as I try to explore around the island. High Point Tower is going to be an important one. Looks like the Ash Hoppers got involved with some Reavers over there. There's some burnt spriggans out here. They're not terribly different from regular spriggans, just everything on this island is either burnt or made of ash. Okay, I found a few locations. Summoning Arvak and using him to get around the island is probably one of my best options. So I need to wait until day so that people are back here.
It gets lonely out here, you know. That's not someone who lives in Raven Rock, I don't think. But it sounds so familiar. Maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be? And don't stay away for too long.
You haven't seen Crucius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again.
Why all the fuss over a simple pickaxe?
No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know.
Can't you just get the guard to find Crucius?
I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Crucius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble.
How did you end up in Raven Rock?
A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften.
Who taught you that?
I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Rife, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since.
What's an ancient Nordic pickaxe?
It's the only tool tough enough to crack Skryim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Crucius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it.
Is Skryim a type of ore?
Calling Skryim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that.
That isn't my problem.
I assume it's rare.
I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. The finest weapons and armor.
You will sometimes have things with the chaos enchantment on them, especially if you've already done if you've already gotten the champion's cudgel.
You tell Crucius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
With the Ashspawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
I had a dialogue option to talk to him about the shadow mark by his
Odin
door.
Veleth, Captain of
I will do that later.
God. Your service.
Oath.
So I'm going to start this quest. I'm not going to go all the way through Raven Rock Mine right now. I'm just going to get the quest started.
Damn it, woman. I said to leave me be.
Crucius, last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Crucius, you're an obstinate old fool and you're going...
I'll just pick this East Empire Company strongbox real quick. I will count how many there are and mention it next time, but for now I'll just take the ones that I find.
Who in the blazes are you?
My apologies for Crucius's ravings.
What were you arguing with Crucius about?
That foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine.
Why is he exploring the mine?
He's convinced himself that there's some sort of conspiracy involving the East Empire Company and the mine's closure. We came across some old letters that belonged to his great-grandfather in our house, and he believes every word written in them.
What did the letters say?
Cretius's great-grandfather worked for the East Empire Company. The letters mention some sort of discovery he was sent to investigate. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about.
Who was Cretius's great-grandfather?
Gratian Corellius. He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. They'd send him all over Tamriel when they had difficulties in a mining operation. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep?
What happened to him?
There was a horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedies. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know.
You don't agree with Cretius?
My beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does. But I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave.
How did you meet Cretius?
To understand how we met one another, you have to appreciate what he's going through. Cretius is a third-generation miner. All his life, he's lived and breathed nothing else. By the time Cretius came of age, the ebony mine in Raven Rock was shut down. He took that quite hard.
Why didn't he move somewhere else to find work?
Our home has been in his family for over 200 years. Leaving would have been like abandoning precious memories. Instead, he stayed on Solstheim and spent most of his life prospecting for a new ebony source. Sadly, it never surfaced. A decade ago, this drove him into a deep depression. He shut himself inside his home and refused to come out.
This is where you met?
It was. After refusing to allow anyone to bring him food, Counselor Morvain ordered his door to be knocked down before Cretius starved to death. I was a temple priest at the time, and they had me use my healing arts to restore strength to his ailing body. I stayed for a while and cared for him, then I suppose we fell in love.
You're a priest of the temple?
Far from it. In fact, I'm no longer welcome there.
Why?
In all honesty, it came down to a disagreement between what I believe and what Elder Othraloth believes. I'd prefer not to get into the details, but let's just say our opinions about the current status of the tribunal vary widely. You've already learned all I can
So
teach
you
you.
can train you in restoration magic if you're not, you know, above level 70.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you see I'm busy?
Busy doing what?
Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are.
Perhaps I could help.
Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock back on the map.
What sort of a secret would be hidden here?
A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine.
Who was your great-grandfather?
Gratian Corellius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel, and he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago.
How did he die?
The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall, but I know better.
What's your proof?
My wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key.
What did the letter say?
It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else.
The key is to the locked section?
It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance.
This is hardly proof of anything.
Now you're starting to sound like everyone else. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Look, my wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for.
So you do need my help.
I do. I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company's keeping from all of us.
Any idea of where to start?
Gratian kept a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost.
Are you sure Grecian's death wasn't an accident?
Look, I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really it. But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that.
Why were you arguing with Ifya?
She thinks that old age has addled my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian.
What if she's right and I don't find anything?
Then I'll settle down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered Gratian's old things. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity.
Also, Glover wants his ancient Nordic pickaxe back.
The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skull in the first place.
It doesn't belong to you.
Oh, very well. Here, tell him I hope he drops the thing on his foot. Be careful down there. The mine can be treacherous.
So, next stream, my first goal will likely be going through Raven Rock Mine, doing the final descent. Real quick, I'll return the pickaxe.
Find my pickaxe yet?
I have your ancient Nordic pickaxe.
So, you finally tracked down old Cretius, eh? Quite a character, isn't he? Tell you what, since you went through all the trouble of finding it for me and all, you keep it.
After all that, why?
I just wanted to remind that codger you can't just go around taking things from other people. Now that you've delivered the message, I'm satisfied. Besides, that pickaxe hasn't done me any good in years. Maybe you can put it to good use. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Doing a quest for him also gives him a better chance of having good things. I need more iron.
Bring your weapons and armor to me. I'll fix it up right.
So, if you want to go between Skryim and Solstheim, there is a fast travel icon on the corners of the map that you can use. I'm going to do one more thing today. So I've been thinking about what to do with my houses and the wings I can add to them. I've decided that I want to make Winstead Manor kind of a haven of knowledge.
Next fight bring you victory, friend.
So what I mean by that is that I want the alchemy lab, the library, and the greenhouse. Those feel like kind of the things that a place of knowledge would have to me. It looks like everything in the main hall has been completed, and I already removed the workbenches from the entryway, which means that it was... Which would mean that that stuff was done as well if I removed the workbenches. So let's remove the main hall workbenches, and I will start with making the alchemy laboratory. I'm going to have a greenhouse on one wing so I can grow things to use for the alchemy lab. And also the fish hatchery is here, which provides me with a lot of other ingredients. So I need lots of locks and hinges and nails and the like. I grabbed some more iron ingot, but I did not grab any corundum because I forgot about the doors as
You're
usual.
someone. Take a look.
I always forget about the doors. She had some iron on her, but no corundum.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
It's possible that Wolfbirth does not have
We've got small
iron again.
blades, helmets, pretty much anything to
If he
suit
does,
your
I'll
needs.
buy it.
Good doing business with you.
I got a good bit of iron. I will need 3 corundum ingots for locks, though. I was hoping I could buy some because I'm getting low on corundum ingot. I mean, I have plenty of corundum, or I can turn into ingot. I'm just showing you one tower being made. I'm not going to go through building and furnishing every section of this house before I end this stream. I'm just going to get the one tower built. So I need 3 iron fittings, 3 locks, 6 hinges, and 6 nails. So let's get the locks, 3 sets of hinges, 3 sets of iron fittings, and I'm just going to do 3, 4, 5, 6 nails. That should be enough. There, I made the locks. There are locks on the door. I do not have any quarried stone in there. But there is at least a door that leads out here, and there's a second floor door as well. I need stone to start building it up. Doesn't work. Alright, that should at least be enough to get a fair bit going. Get at least the foundation and the floor done. I am out of sawn logs. So I'll need to go find someone who's offering sawn logs. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back to Riverwood. I imagine the iron and steel ingots outside here have probably respawned by this point. Yep. I'm still allowed to take those. And he has some more ingot and iron as well. I don't expect him to have many enchanted things in general.
Good day.
But I thought I'd check.
Here for work? Doing some
And
building,
I'll
eh?
buy
I'll have them hauled over right
100
Doing
logs.
some building, eh?
So
I'll have
40,
them hauled over right Doing some building, eh?
60,
I'll have them hauled over right Doing some building, eh?
80,
I'll have them hauled over right Doing some building,
and
eh?
100.
I'll have them hauled over right
I've been spending gold like crazy today, and I still have 123,000. Like I said, gold is just not an issue at this point. So let's get our main supports, and second floor supports, and second floor walls. I need more clay. Did not expect that. Hey Cole Harper, welcome to the stream. Well, this game is about dragons and an ancient dragon who is destined to consume the world, but you are destined to try and stop it. At least that's what the main quest is. There are many side quests, side storylines that happen at the same time. I have completed the main quest line. I am doing one of these side ones now. I am a significant portion into the game. In the grand scheme of things, there's not all that much left. Alright, so our alchemy lab is complete. I will get the library, which I also want in this building. I'll get it there. I'll just get it started. Anything that I need to actually go get, I need to mine more things or go buy more things, I won't do it. I was actually able to do all of it without leaving. So let me do greenhouse, because that will let me grow things. But surely I can't do all of this. I need less doors here though. I need more nails as well. I had more materials than I realized I did. Okay, I would have to get more quarries done now, so I'll stop there, but we at least have the doors that lead to the greenhouse, and it is sectioned off. So the libraries will have, the library section will have many bookshelves. Eventually I'm going to be transitioning my books here, and so then I would be ending streams in this house, reading the books here. But for now,
may your next fight bring you victory. Of course. What are we running short of?
I need to get him to
I
start
learned much.
furnishing it first.
What room would you like? Very good.
So start
I'll make all
furnishing
the
the library.
Until next time.
But I think I've done enough just building and more building for this episode. And as I said multiple times previously, I need to stop a little earlier than usual today. Just protect my health. So I'm going to head back to Whiterun and start doing my usual end of stream inventory sorting. We do have our first.
I got this from a pretty. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
We did get our first letter from Rowlis. So we'll be able to continue that at our convenience. I find the game interesting. That's why I'm streaming it. I would say that it's definitely a game worth giving a try. I would say that I can recommend it. I'm just going to keep sorting out my inventory. For the most part, I think I'm good. Got a couple of weapons put away too. Typically, once I get the Ancient Nord pickaxe, I put the notched pickaxe away and use the Ancient Nord pickaxe as my usual pickaxe, since it can mine not soulstone. It can mine Stalrim when nothing else can. It's somewhere in here. Accidentally. I would say at this point, the PC and console versions of the game are relatively similar. I play on PC personally, but I'm just used to it at this point. If you have a newer gen console, it probably runs about the same. Alright, my inventory is sorted out. I'm going to select an extra book from here. I already have one in my inventory that I'll read today. How about I go with Mixed Unit Tactics. Thank you for that. I see the notification. But anyway, this stream is about at the end. I'm going to read a few books, as I usually do at the end of the stream. If you are watching me on Twitch or YouTube live, whether you are lurking or chatting, I appreciate you. If you are watching the archive later on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. I do usually stream around this time, around 2 p.m. US Central Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Skyrime, Tuesday and Saturday for Stardew Valley. I hope however your day is going, it is progressing favorably for you. I will read Gratian's letter, I will read Mixed Units Tactics and the Guardian and the Trader. I will start with the letter. Gratian, I would appreciate if you could help us with the situation we've encountered in Raven Rock. It seems that the miners there have stumbled across some sort of ruins under the surface near Shaft 3, and we need your expertise to take a look. I could send someone else if you're busy, but I figured you'd want to go since I seem to recall that you're originally from Solstheim. Let us know if you make any progress. Randelis Thandarian, East Empire Company, Imperial City, Cyrodiil. And then Mixed Unit Tactics. Mixed Unit Tactics in the 5 Years' War Volume 1 by Cadus Colonus. The legions could learn from the unconventional tactics used by the Khajiit in the 5 Years' War against Valenwood. I was stationed at the Sphinx Moth Legion fort on the border near Dune, and witnessed many of the northern skirmishes firsthand. The war started with the so-called Slaughter of Torval. The Khajiit claimed that the Bosmer invaded the city without provocation and killed over 1,000 citizens before being driven off by reinforcements from a nearby jungle tribe. The Bosmer claimed that the attack was in retaliation for Khajiit bandits who were attacking wood caravans headed for Valenwood. In the spring of 3rd Era 396, the war moved closer to Fort Sphinxmoth. I was posted on lookout and saw parts of the conflict. I later spoke with both Khajiit and Bosmer who fought in the battle, and it will serve as an excellent example of how the Khajiit used a mixture of ground and tree units to win the war. The Khajiit began to fight in an unusual way by sending tree-cutting teams of Kathairat and the fearsome Sincherat, or battle cats, into the outskirts of Valenwood's forests. When word reached the Bosmer that trees were being felled, allegedly a crime in the strange Mesmeri religion, a unit of archers were dispatched from larger conflicts in the south. The Bosmer were thus goaded into splitting their forces into smaller groups. The Bosmer archers took up positions in the remaining trees, whose branches were now 20 or more feet apart, allowing some light into the forest floor. The Bosmer bent the remaining trees with their magics into small fortifications from which to fire their bows. When the tree cutters arrived the next morning, a half-dozen Khajiit fell to the Bosmer arrows in the first volley. After that, the Khajiit took large wooden shields from the backs of the Sancherat and made a crude shelter. The Khajiit, even the enormous Sancherat, were able to hide between this shelter and one of the larger trees. When it became apparent that the Khajiit would not leave their shelter, some Bosmer chose to descend and engage the Khajiit sword to claw. When the Bosmer were nearly upon the shelter, one of the Khajiit began playing on a native instrument of plucked metal bars. This was a signal of some kind, and a small group of the man-like Ohms and Ohmsrat emerged from covered holes in the forest floor. Although outnumbered, they were attacking from behind by surprise and won the ground quickly. The Bosmer archers in the trees would have still won the battle, were they not having troubles of their own. A group of Dagi and Dagiroth, two of the less common forms of Khajiit who live in the trees of the Tenmar forest, jumped from one tree to another under a magical cover of silence. They took up positions in the higher branches that could not hold the Bosmer's weight. When the signal came, they used their claws and either torches or spells of fire, accounts from the two survivors I spoke with vary on this point, to distract the archers while the battle on the ground took place. A few of the archers were able to flee, but most were killed. Apparently the Dagi and Dagirat had more magical ability than is widely believed, as they were able to keep themselves magically silenced for so long. One of the surviving Bosmer told me that he saw a few ordinary cats among the Dagi, and even claimed that these ordinary cats are known as Alfik, and that they were spellcasters, but Bosmer are almost as unreliable as the Khajiit when it comes to the truth, and I cannot believe that a house cat can cast spells. At the end of the day, the Khajiit lost perhaps a half-dozen fighters out of a force of no more than 4 dozen, while the Bosmer lost nearly an entire company of archers. The survivors were unable to report back before a second company of archers arrived, and this strategy was repeated again, with similar results. Finally, a much larger force was sent, and the Bosmer won that battle with the help of the native animals of Valenwood. That third skirmish and the Khajiit response I will discuss in the second volume of this series. As far as I'm aware, the second volume is not in this game. And now, The Guardian and the Traitor by Lucius Gallus, Fellow of the Imperial Library, year 376 of the Third Era. One of the more intriguing legends found on the island of Solstheim is the story of a mythical figure whose name is long forgotten, but whom time remembers as the Traitor. Certain that this myth is rooted in the history, I set out to learn what I could and perhaps piece together a presumptive account of the events that gave rise to the legend. The tale is remembered best by the shamans of the Skull, the unique tribe of Nords whose culture evolved along an entirely divergent path than that of their brethren in Skryim. I spoke at length to the shaman of Skull Village, a wise and hospitable man named Bragger Wintermoon. He described an age long ago when dragons ruled over the whole world and were worshipped as gods by men. Presiding over this cult of dragon worshippers were the dragon priests, powerful mages who could speak the dragon language and call upon the power of the Thu'um, or voice. According to the legend, one such dragon priest was seduced by a dark spirit named Herma Mora, an unmistakable analog for the Dajic prince Hermaeus Mora. Lured by promises of power, this treacherous priest secretly plotted against his dragon master. The traitor's plot was discovered by one of his contemporaries, another dragon priest whom legend named the Guardian. The two fought a mighty battle that lasted for days, each hurling terrible arcane energies and Thu'um shouts at the other. So great and terrible were the forces unleashed in this contest, that Solstheim was torn apart from the mainland of Skryim. Here the myth clearly descends into the realm of pure fantasy. The Guardian, whom the legend presents as a paragon of loyalty and nobility, finally defeats the despicable traitor, who seems to represent all that is corrupt and evil in men. Their epic duel is clearly representative of a greater struggle between good and evil. Perhaps it is this timeless quality that has kept the tale alive for so long. Unlike many similar myths, the tale of the Guardian and the Traitor does not feature a suitably heroic ending. Herma Mora snatches the traitor away just as the Guardian is about to strike the killing blow. The dragons appoint the Guardian ruler of Solstheim, but not before he is compelled to swear an oath of vigilance to watch for the traitor's return. His reign is, by all accounts, a time of peace and prosperity for the people of the island, and he is remembered as a wise and just leader. No further mention is made of the traitor, but neither is he thought to be dead. The legend ends on a cautionary note that the people of Solstheim, the heirs of the Guardian, must remain wary, lest the dark influence of Herma Mora, or even the traitor himself, return someday. Although no physical clues exist now in Solstheim to suggest the presence of the dragon cult, it is hardly difficult to believe that it might once have flourished here. Perhaps some hidden tomb still waits to be discovered that will tell the truth of the tale. There are other tantalizing clues, though perhaps these connections strain the bonds of credibility. For example, is it possible that the skull deity, the Allmaker, is some distant echo of mighty Alduin, the world eater of the ancient Nord pantheon? Perhaps not, but one thing is certain. Solstheim's history is riddled with unanswered questions. Perhaps future generations will pull aside the veils of mystery and reveal the truth about the origins of the skull and the identities of the Guardian and the traitor.